Welcome back, guys, to another video. I've decided to start posting at least one video a day, and I actually wanted to start out this video by sharing the product of the day. This is something that I think is a good buy or a good deal, and especially since it's something that I own, and I would not tell you guys to invest in something that I don't own myself. So today it's going to be the RCSV collection box. This has 3 Sword and Shield packs, including a Cosmic Eclipse pack from Sun and Moon. That pack alone is anywhere from $60 to $80, just depending on where you buy it. And this collection right now is like $130. So basically, you're getting the packs for around $130, and then the promo itself is around $30. So you're basically getting a promo for free, just for the pack value itself, and it's also obviously it's sealed. There's just something to really look out for. I really think that a lot of these collection boxes are undervalued because people just don't either know about them or they just don't sell a lot, so people don't really have a lot of focus on them. But a lot of these older collection boxes are pretty cheap for what the packs are inside. That's the pick of the day. So for the topic of this video, I just have 2 points. One is obviously the release of Palworld, and then I kind of want to talk about Rip and Ship Online. Those are just the 2 topics I want to talk about today. So to first talk about Palworld, so Palworld actually just came out I think on Friday, and initially they were charging, I think MSRP is like $47 or $50. A lot of card shops were charging like $50 pre-release, and then immediately it was bought out. And then it's been about 1 hour, not 1 hour, it's been a couple days since it's released, and they are now online for $200. This is really important to not FOMO. So obviously people have noticed that these are first edition boxes. They say first edition on them, and there's actually a spelling error on the actual box itself, saying it's Palworld, but it's missing a letter. And I understand a lot of people are hey, this is a first edition box, it's got a weird spelling. If they reprint these, which they will reprint these, they might spell it correctly or not have the first edition. And even though that's probably true, and that these first edition boxes will still hold value, I think guys, you guys need to understand this is a new IP. We don't know, not new IP, but new IP for trading card, and they've never made cards before, so this is something that you need to understand. There is a likelihood of them reprinting this set to the ground. They could treat this kind of like the Star Wars, or just kind of all over the place, and it's super cheap now because they kind of ruin the reputation through reprints. And you guys need to understand that $200, guys, this is literally MSRP of $50. So you're paying something that's 4 times its MSRP instantly out the gate. Now, I'm not saying that if you buy 1 or 2, that it could potentially blossom into a multi-$1,000 box in a couple of years. That's totally possible, but do keep in mind that it is a new TCG. There's a ton of TCGs, right, that are coming to fruition, especially since the boom of the 2024 market up until obviously it's mid 2026. And so a lot of TCGs are seeing kind of piggybacking off of the hype of One Piece, Pokemon, Magic, and all these bigger sets are trickling, all the money is kind of trickling out of the bigger TCGs into these new TCGs, right? But understand that if we go into not necessarily a recession, but any downturn in the market, any bear market, these smaller TCGs are going to be the first to fail. These are going to be the first to lose a ton of value because there's not a lot of backing to it. There's a lot of fans who've been with this company for many years, right? I mean, obviously it does have a good player base online, but there's not a one-to-one transition from video game to card game. Do you understand that a lot of people who play the video game will never collect the cards, and some people who collect the cards have never played the video game? So do keep that in mind when you're collecting or investing in new products that obviously have no backing and no prior history, right, of this price. I would definitely be wary of Palworld, but maybe buy 1 or 2, for the first edition. Just make sure you shop around and make sure that you're buying a real one and that it's in English. I've seen a lot of people like listing like an English photocopy, but then it's a lot cheaper, and I look into it and it's actually the Japanese box. So do verify that you're buying what you want to buy and that you're not just looking at a listing, seeing the picture, and buying a Japanese box. For the price of an English, just understand that there are two different prices and they're around $150 difference. One's 50, one's 200. And just be careful, especially with Palworld. I mean, I don't really know much about it as far as like the game itself, but there seems to be some high rarity, like $4,000 or $5,000 cards, and like a potential for a god pack. So there is potentially money there. Just understand that like you are investing kind of blindly, and there is no history. I mean, when you're investing in things like Pokemon or Magic, you have 30 plus years of history, so you can kind of gauge like how the company acts and what like the potential gains are for like a specific product versus past product. So just be careful with Palworld, guys. And then the second one is just going to be live streaming. So a lot of people like they do rare print chips, right? You have Whatnot, you have eBay Live, you have Drip, you have all these companies that are they're creating a platform for these streamers to rip packs, right? And I understand, right? Like I watch a couple of people, right? They have a live stream and they open up packs. I personally watch one guy on YouTube, CTR, but like do understand that these people are doing this for a job, so they're going to make money on you per pack, right? So I'm not saying a lot of people, right? They might not have time, they might not have like access to cheap inventory, and I understand that, right? And maybe you trust a certain vendor or a certain rip and chipper to have good products, but you're paying a premium every single time you go on those sites. They're not opening up packs for what they paid for them. They wouldn't make any money, and that wouldn't do them any justice for a business. Now, obviously, there are certain deals, like you go on Whatnot, you get $15, but all those are incentives to get you on their website. And some of the websites are better than others. Some of them are built more like you just kind of pay for a product and then they open it. But then some of them are actually bidding. So you don't even like just buy the product. You bid for a product. You bid for a card. And a lot of these sites, they're super predatory towards like tapping into your brain and kind of making you feel like you're having more fun, or that like you feel like you need this card or FOMO. And do understand a lot of these apps, they're programmed to make you spend. Whatnot has this slide. Literally, you slide and there's no confirmation pay. You plug in your card before you like log into the website, or as you log into the website, and it's already connected to your bank. So, or card, whatever you connect. So when you swipe right and like confirm a bid, you are placing a bid. You're placing a confirmed bid, and there's no confirmation. There's no like double checking. You just get charged if you win. And a lot of people, I think, they get caught in the moment. They're like, oh my gosh, like the 30th anniversary, right? It's coming out soon. So a lot of people might go on these websites and be like, hey, like, let's see if I can get them a little early. People are charging $30, $40, $50, $60 a pack. And this is like months before, obviously. And, right? Like they're not supposed to be released. So obviously you're buying early. You're trying to get whatever card, right? But do understand that these websites are overcharging you. You're going to pay for shipping. You're gonna pay for even those freaking online rip packs, right? Even if it tells you the odds, right, and like you somehow make money. I've seen so many where like even just to like sell back the card and withdraw the money, it's painful. Rip-Its, I mean, it's like the new company that Logan Paul made, one of the Paul brothers made. Literally, the one that collects the cards, obviously. He's literally scamming you, because even if you pull a card, I've seen a dude try to take out $250 and he literally has to email them. He cannot pull it out. Like he's already connected his bank and he cannot pull the money out. I just want to like warn you guys, be careful, especially like on these online sites. Sure, they're going to argue that, hey, like if you're buying this slab, you're going to get like 86% return, and that's better than like a pack. And like to an extent, I understand, right? But like at least when you're buying a pack, like you're kind of understanding that there's like a randomized chance, right? And that like obviously Pokemon doesn't set the prices for the cards, so the only thing that you're losing is the cards that you pull versus what market believes in them, not like fake hype or like you're guaranteed to lose, right? Like I mean, with those packs, you're guaranteed to lose. They have like an 86, 84, 82% payout. And so you're going to a casino, but these casinos are even worse because they're driving on your emotions. They're showing you cards that you really want, right? Oh my gosh, like 20 years ago, you remember pulling Crystal Lugia and trading it away, and now there's a PSA 6 Crystal Lugia, and they're valuing it at X amount, and you're driving for that card, and you're spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on packs trying to pull that specific card. Just be careful out there, guys. That's all I got to say. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And let's get to 500 subscribers.